Tell me something. How many times have you started something, only to quit halfway? How many promises have you made to yourself and broken again? You say you want to change, but do you even show up when nobody's watching? You blame luck, destiny, people, timing. But what if the real problem is you? What if the thing you keep calling bad luck is actually just your lack of consistency? You want success to scream your name, but you can't even whisper effort every day. You talk about dreams, but do you repeat the work that builds them? Be honest, are you part of the 99% who start strong and fade fast? Or will you finally become the 1% who never stop? Because this is where everything changes. When you finally understand the quiet power that turns the impossible into reality. Let's talk about that power. Consistency. Consistency is a quiet power. It doesn't shout. It doesn't seek applause. It shows up day after day. Small steps, repeated, relentless. People think greatness needs fireworks. They imagine a single, dramatic moment that changes everything. But that's a lie designed to comfort the impatient. Real change is built on repetition, on iteration, on stubbornness disguised as habit. Listen closely. There is a force that turns the improbable into the inevitable. It is not talent alone, not luck, not raw genius. It's consistency, and the world misunderstands it. Most people believe consistency is easy because they confuse it with routines that are comfortable. But real consistency is doing what's hard every day when no one is watching. It's choosing the long path over instant pleasure. It's showing up for yourself in tiny ways that add up to destiny. If you are honest, you'll admit you have seen its power. You've watched someone who practiced quietly, day after day, become unstoppable. You've seen someone who refused to stop, even during storms, pull a future toward them like a magnet. That is what consistency does. It pulls. There are two kinds of people in this world. 99% are looking for shortcuts. They want the rocket launch without the hours in the wind tunnel. They want the trophy without the training, and 99% will see the same result. Disappointment dressed as fate. Then there is 1%. 1% who treat consistency like a muscle to be trained. 1% who understand that the miracle is not an event. It is a process. If you decide to stand with them, to bend your life toward disciplined repetition, there will be nothing left to chance. This is not a pep talk. This is a map, a methodology. And for the next several minutes, we will walk that map together. First, understand the mathematics of momentum. A tiny action repeated becomes a force. A single page written each day for a year becomes a novel. A single decision to study for 20 minutes each day makes you fluent in months. The brain rewires itself each time you repeat an action. Neuroplasticity is not a promise. It's a fact. Short technical note, spoken calmly. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Do that enough, and your future habits will be pre-built into your wiring. Consistency wins because time is on its side. Time multiplies effort when effort is persistent. Time erodes excuses. If you want to control your fate, choose minutes over moments. Choose the slow accumulation of advantage. Now that you know the power exists, the question becomes simple. Will you use it? Most people never make that decision. They flirt with dedication. They begin, then stop, then start again. They get discouraged by speed, not by direction. They confuse noise with progress, busyness with growth. You must understand this. Inconsistency is not neutral. It's a silent thief. It steals confidence, robs momentum, and rewires your self-image into one of failure. Every time you promise yourself to begin tomorrow, you teach your mind to expect a different outcome. You create a habit of waiting. The world does not reward intention. It rewards action, repeated. If you keep starting and stopping, you will live a fraction of your potential. That's not tragic. It's avoidable. There is another danger. The myth of perfect conditions. People wait for a clarity, for the perfect plan, for the perfect mood. But life never gives perfect conditions. That's the trap. You must build rituals to act in messy, imperfect reality. You must create a mechanism that forces you to begin even when you don't feel like it. Because here's the truth. When you do the work consistently, the world starts to rearrange itself. Opportunities that didn't exist find you. People begin to notice. Doors that were closed begin to open. But this rearrangement is invisible at first. The results arrive slowly and then all at once. That's the frustrating part. It tempts the impatient to quit. Imagine a pot on the stove. Water just below boiling. People expect the water to announce its change. They watch and wait. But the truth is, heat accumulates slowly. Then, in a breath, it bursts into steam. Your life works the same way. If you are stuck, ask yourself, what tiny action can I repeat daily? Not dramatic, not showy, not something to Instagram. A small thing that builds a muscle. Because the muscle you build is not for the present. It's for the future version of you who will be expected to do more. Consistency creates identity. When you repeat an action, you prove to yourself you are the kind of person who does that action. Write one page, and you become a writer. Do one push-up a day, and you become someone who values strength. The identity that force is more powerful than temporary motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Identity is sticky. So stop bargaining with yourself. Stop saying Sunday and start saying today. For 5 minutes. Consistency begins with a promise to the future version of you.
I will give you a 6-step method to make consistency work for you. Not theory. Tools? Use them. Step 1. Micro commitments. Make the smallest possible promise you can keep. 5 minutes, 1 page. 1 call. The goal is to win the smallest battle every single day. This creates the habit loop. Step 2. Anchor to a ritual. Attach your new habit to something you already do. After you brush your teeth, write 1 sentence. After lunch, walk for 5 minutes. The brain loves cues. Use them. Step 3. Time block and protect it. Don't rely on willpower alone. Put it in your calendar. Defend that time like it is a meeting with someone you cannot disappoint. Step 4. Make it visible. Use a calendar. Cross out days. The visual chain becomes a game you don't want to break. The longer the chain, the more you will protect it. Step 5. Remove friction. If your goal is to work out, lay your clothes out the night before. If you want to write, open the document and leave it ready. Reduce the excuses before they appear. Step 6. Track small wins. Celebrate the repeat, not the result. The act of showing up is the victory. Keep a log. Rewind at the end of each week and see how far you moved. Do these 6 things consistently, and the progress becomes almost automatic. But there is another layer, resilience, because life will test you. It will throw nights you cannot sleep. It will hand you responsibilities and emergencies. The test is simple. Will you return to your micro commitments when you can? That's what separates the 1% from the rest. When you fall, return quickly. Do not negotiate with failure. Get back to 1 minute, 1 page, 1 push-up, repair the chain immediately. The longer the gap, the harder it is to start again. Also, layer consistency with reflection. Once a week, ask, what worked? What didn't? Small course corrections are the essence of mastery. Rarely do you need to change the entire plan. Usually you only need to adjust the angle. And finally, align your habits with your values. Consistency without meaning becomes mechanical and hollow. If your daily actions are connected to a strong why, they will survive boredom. They will survive slow progress. They will survive fear. Listen, real people, ordinary people, use this power every day. A woman who writes 1 paragraph each night. After 3 years, she publishes a book. Nobody sees the paragraphs. Everyone praises the book, not the nights she didn't feel like writing. A man who started saving a tiny portion of his income every month. 10 years later, he is financially free. Nobody remembers the nights when you chose noodles instead of a new phone. They only see the result. A student who learned a language through 10 minutes of practice a day. When she moved abroad, she flew through conversations people assumed took years to learn. These are not extraordinary people. They are ordinary people who understood a secret the many ignore. Consistency compounds. You should collect your own examples. Keep a folder or a note where you record tiny wins. On hard days, open it. Let the record serve as proof that you can do it. Proof dissolves doubt. And remember, the scale of your result is proportional to the time you persist. Rarely does success appear overnight. Usually it accumulates until it's suddenly visible. That is the miracle of compounding effort. Resistance will show up. Fear will whisper that you are not good enough. Perfectionism will paralyze you. Comparison will make your progress feel meaningless. All of these are normal. They are the price of doing anything worthwhile. But they are not reasons to quit. When fear comes, narrow the task. Reduce the expectation. Start so small you cannot refuse. If your mind says, not today, your body should still be able to manage a 5-minute action. That small action is the wedge that splits fear. Comparison is the enemy of consistency. People display highlight reels while you live the behind the scenes. Do not measure your journey against someone else's edited moments. Measure against your own path. Are you moving forward today compared to yesterday? That is your only scoreboard. Perfectionism demands that the first attempt is flawless. That's impossible. The first attempt is information. Failure is data. When you do something, you learn, iterate, improve, repeat, and when the world doubts you, remember this: doubt is free and everywhere. Use it as fuel. The more people say it cannot be done, the better reason to do it. Consistency becomes an act of rebellion, not against people, but against your previous limits. If you commit to the process, your identity will follow. You will stop asking whether you can. You will start proving it day after day. Now decide today, not tomorrow. Not later. Today, choose a micro commitment, write it down. Protect it, repeat it. 5 minutes. 1 page. 1 push-up. 1 call. The size doesn't matter. The repetition does. If you want to be part of the 1%, act like it. The 1% do things daily others refuse to do even once. That is the distinction. It's not glamour. It's habit. Remember the science? Your brain rewires as you repeat. Your identity updates as you act.
Your future is written not by dramatic changes, but by small chisel strokes, day after day. So begin. Not because you're guaranteed success, but because you are guaranteed growth. Because the only thing that truly fails is not trying. Because every day you do the work, you pull your destiny a little closer. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the future you, not the fantasy. The real version forged by effort. What does that person feel? What do they do in the mornings? What are they proud of? Notice the small things. Notice the habits. Open your eyes. Take one small step. That step is your commitment. It breaks you out of the 99% and names you among the builders. Speak this promise aloud. Today, I will do the small thing. I will do it again tomorrow. I will not stop. Say it. Mean it. Do it. Consistency is not magic. It's discipline multiplied by time. It is the quiet revolution you can start right now. Start. Repeat. Become. You are gifted a choice. Use it. Become the author of your life. Write your fate with your own hands. One day. One action. One habit at a time.